All right, we just wrapped another successful hybrid conference. We are currently in Seattle, Washington, and I'm literally leaving for the airport in like 5 minutes. But I wanted to show you guys a little bit about this hybrid conference and compare it to some of our other hybrid setups and some other video hybrid gigs that we're doing, because, you know, the world is all about hybrid right now. So this is past Brandon here. I'm going to give you a little tour of hybrid setup and what it's like to take all this gear on the plane. And this is our main stage setup here. So we have 2 Zoom drones, we have a playback laptop, we have 2 PowerPoint laptops, and then the switcher laptop. Obviously we have the stream decks, 2 multi-views, and we run the Extreme as our main live stream switcher. We run it into a Live U unit. That is what's actually doing our stream, because there's not really any good way to get a signal in this room besides cellular, so that does cellular bonding and has been a beast. Highly recommend the Live U units. Finally, we have the HD Studio switcher, and that is for basically the in-room monitors and the confidence monitors up on the stage. So obviously this is shut down right now. We do have a few more days, and we are basically taking a feed into our cameras here through the audio board, and then there's lighting here. So we flew all the gear in, as you've heard, and so this is what our setup is. 2 Extremes. They're on lighting stands to get them nice and high, and they do a good job. So that is the tech setup. This is the B stage setup. Pretty much the exact same thing as the A stage setup, just a little bit tighter. So switcher laptop, Pro Presenter for video playback. This is Atem Extreme and HD Studio. The Atem Extreme for the actual live stream, HD Studio for the projectors and confidence monitors sitting over there. We have the audio from the house right there. That was doing music, that laptop. And finally, we have our 2 Zoom drones there and our 2 PowerPoint laptops over there. The reason we run 2 PowerPoint laptops and we link them with a perfect queue, so the remote clicks both laptops at the same time, that guy is actually outputting the clean PowerPoint feed, and that guy is outputting the confidence monitor feed. If we go look on here, we can see a confidence monitor feed and full PowerPoint program feed. Last thing on here is obviously we have the Stream Deck to help with SuperSource and other auxes. We have the Live U unit, that's the Live U Solo, and one guy does run all of it. Switches iMag, switches the video for the live stream, confidence monitor feeds, handles all the PowerPoints and the videos. So this was me running all of B stage by myself. We had 2 guys on A stage just to make sure that was going well. And yeah, pocket cinemas with a 35 to 200 millimeter there, and that's a 12 to 35 millimeter on that guy. So that is our close shot and our wide shot, and I can show you what that looks like here. So this right there, that was our wider shot of the stage, and that's a close-up of the podium, and I can just toggle between those, and that's these cameras right here. So nice and high, getting over people's heads. And we do route audio through the camera so it comes in sync, and that's how we run there. I hope that's a good example of one of our hybrid setups.
And now for some B-roll of what it looked like during the conference. We had Brandon switching. Here's some footage of what the conference actually looked like. You can see we're toggling between different views on the multi-view. That's the perks of the Atem Mini Extreme. And that's pretty much it. So now let me show you a conference we did locally here in the Virginia DMV area. And the kicker with this one is we only had 2 hours to set up everything. And we were in charge of audio, video, lighting, podium, draping, carpet, pretty much everything. So in this conference, we brought 8 mics, all QLXD, Allen Heath mixer. We had our version 3 or 4 video rack, whatever you want to call it at this point. Same Zoom drones, playback machines. We had an acrylic podium with a draped backdrop, some uplights, blue carpet. This one we actually used 3 cameras. We had one facing the audience for Q&A. We had a cameraman instead of just static cams. And we were actually pushed off pretty far in the corner, which we actually appreciated. We had a dead case room right behind us. It was pretty stressful getting in and set up all within 2 hours, and we had to be streaming 30 minutes after that. So it was pretty stressful. I didn't get to shoot any of the time coming in. We got to do some pretty cool things like this wireless camera rig that we made up. It allowed one of our camera guys to walk around and follow someone, so we could get some pretty cool shots of the food and the reception area, and really brought people in to the event instead of just watching the stage the whole time. And I'm sure you noticed that rack sitting there that Brian was switching on. That's a new rack that we built. We'll have a video coming out on that soon. But let me show you a different conference that we did, all virtual, with the same rack, one person, and the kicker, we're streaming to China. All right, we're about 15 minutes away. We've been preparing a lot for this stream. We're going international this time with 2 streams simultaneously. And just because we're at 2 in the morning, it's just me and Brian. Say hi, Brian. So we are tired and we are ready and excited. We have this whole studio up, and Brian's actually running everything over here by himself. And then I will be over here with the new rack build. Okay, I'm over here in this room by myself. We're running both of our shows with multiple panels, pre-records, then we have live people, graphic playback, overlays, lower thirds, things like that. And we're streaming to Zoom webinar, as well as 2 separate Vimeo streams, plus interpreters. So a lot going on. Happy to be working. And yeah, we're excited. Okay, so we're in the middle. Okay. Pro presenter, Atem controller, Atem itself, Zoom drones, right? That one up there is for a screen share. So we're in the middle of this stream. Right before we go live, like 10 minutes. This is also doubling as Zoom webinar. It is recommended that persons link directly with the executive. I wasn't getting video input into this guy, so I troubleshooted. I ended up restarting the Atem, before we went live. Then after I restarted the Atem, I got my video feedback, but I lost my IP address in here, and then it wouldn't connect, and the network switch wasn't really working fast enough. But back there, I tried plugging in directly, still nothing. So I straight up lost my network connection to the Atem. Now, not a big deal because you can USB control it. However, Companion won't work over USB. So, also switching here, trying to talk and do both at the same time. Anyway, so I lost all my Companion programming, which was really just one Stream Deck. It was a 3-box, a 1-box, and a 1-box Prez. So keeping the stream moving. So I had to make those macros really fast, and luckily the Atem Mini Extreme ISO has buttons on the top for the DVE, so that made switching out who was in my 1-box really easy, but I had to make macros last minute. That was not fun. So things that happen in the stream that you can't account for, you have to have backups. USB into the computer. Luckily it has 2 USB ports, so that's good. And you pivot and you do what you do. So that's it. Just got to make it work. Middle of the stream, I'll let you guys know how it goes. Just wanted to show you guys this. So that's a 1-box, that's a 5-box, that's an upstream key with a DVE doing that 5th box, super source 5th box, okay? In order to switch what's in this box, it's a different keyer. And I can switch, right? Click these buttons here. It's changing who's in the 1-box. Okay, so that's how that works. Then I can switch between them. So that's how it works. Now you see this cable running across the ground. That is so we can feed main stage over here into my room, which is the secondary stage. That way they're getting the same feeds at the same time until we finally split off and do a panel over on Brian's stage, a panel on my stage, 2 separate streams, and then at the end we can bring it back together and push the same feed, main stage, onto both streams. So that's how we can do that. And again, we're streaming to both Vimeo and Zoom Webinar. Why Zoom Webinar? Because Vimeo will not get through the firewalls over there in China and Singapore and things like that, but Zoom Webinar will. So whoever's trying to stream international, make sure you do your tests, okay? Things like Vimeo, Facebook, and whatever other streaming platforms you might want to use might get blocked by firewalls when you go international. So Zoom Webinar apparently got through. So if you need to stream international, definitely look into Zoom Webinar and make sure you have other things like interpreters ready to go, and you just do all your checks, okay? Because it's all about testing. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. We are currently live right there. That's what people are seeing. This is preview, switcher, pro presenter. Basically what I'm doing is I'm swapping between a 1 box and a 4 box. That's called a 4, that's a 1. 4 boxes on screen, 1 box on screen. And the way I do that is this is an upstream key, and that's my super source. Super source allows multiple boxes on a single screen. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is when this guy finishes talking, and I'll turn the volume up a little bit. When this guy finishes talking, I'm gonna go to the 4 box, wait till they go to someone else, and then switch who's in this box here, and then go back and forth.
Fabulous. Thanks so much, Daniel. Elizabeth, it'd be wonderful to get
Elizabeth.
your perspective and building on what Daniel shared.
Elizabeth is there.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Elizabeth is there.
And I'm very much looking forward to the discussion. So I suppose my perspective, I want to just pick
And
up
Elizabeth.
on, a particular
And that's how you do it, guys. All right, you might not have seen the keyboard there.
oversight.
Basically 4 box to 1 box and back and forth the whole time. And when 2 people start talking to each other, you just hold on the 4 box, okay? Get people's reactions, things like that. The way I'm doing this lower third here is called a downstream key, okay? I just bring it on the end. You can use an upstream key to do it if you want. If you're looking for more tips on how to switch like this, you know, set up a meeting with us. We can teach you one-on-one. We can show you things. We can help you set up your switcher. But this is the idea. I am literally live. There are my panelists. You can switch with one hand if you want to. Don't suggest it, but you could. All right, we are in a break. You can see it there. I'm eating pizza. It's 2:25. So I can get on that. It is 2:25 in the morning. We're streaming to Singapore. I'm eating pizza in the break. Got my panelists up here. We got 5 of them. There we go. We got all 5 there. About to do a panel. Gonna live stream it. It's gonna look great. Gonna be here till 4 in the morning, and then probably have some conversations, talk some stuff, talk some shop with our crew. We're looking good. Got people. Brian running another one. So this is how we do. Just live streaming. Always a good time. Hopefully you found those examples helpful. That is what corporate looks like nowadays, whether it's virtual or hybrid. You're pretty much streaming to some sort of platform for people who can't make it in person to watch. Please let us know in the comments what other videos you'd like us to make. We'll try to get to as many as we can. Obviously, we've been swamped with work, which is why we haven't been making as many as we would like to. And as always, thanks for watching.